Busy.
We missed you in Tulsa.
Yeah, man. Just got back from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
How was that? The OMAC?
UMAC.
Yeah, the UMAC. Come on now.
The UMAC. I apologize.
The land of the announcer license.
Is there an announcer license?
Apparently. Yeah, that was a first for me. Yeah, they came and tried to hit me up for an announcer's license. I ignored that shit.
Yeah, I've never worked with a state that asked that the ring announcer be licensed.
Yeah.
Licensed ring announcer.
And then they left. Like, after the event was over,
They stuffed it down his pants so he didn't have to.
they left before they collected this, and $20 was sitting on the table all night for him. Yeah, it's apparently $20 for the privilege to speak into a microphone in Oklahoma.
$40 to be a timekeeper.
Woo. So
$50 to be a judge.
doesn't make any sense, man.
$50 to be a referee.
Wow.
What are the credentials? $150 to be a matchmaker. Rich, where's your matchmaker?
So what could the state of Oklahoma, the two kind ladies who were there working, the event, what could they possibly, like, how do they determine that? Like, what are their credentials? Like, how are they able to determine whether or not someone can be an announcer or referee, like on the spot, on the fly like that?
Yeah, no, there's no tryouts or anything.
Yeah, I mean,
I know there's a lot of announcers that would be fucked if they came out there.
Have you ever been denied or revoked by any state? I mean, are you currently under suspension by any state?
Oh, they suspended you.
These are the things that they've got here. Maybe they are. Hey, spoiler alert! I doubt we're going back.
Yeah, we're actually going to Oklahoma City.
Yeah. So Tulsa, anyways,
we'll probably see the same.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good time. It'll be fun. I'll make sure that they get my Andrew Jackson next time. That way, everybody they can have lunch next time or something.
What do you think? You like Oklahoma?
Man, okay. I like the venue is great. The crowd is great. It's just, man, like, I don't know what we have to do to draw out there. We brought in two, like, Oklahoma State wrestlers that are like top prospects on the regional MMA scene, and they didn't really show up for that. I mean, there was an okay crowd. It was a little better than last time, but if we had those two guys here in Houston, they would have drawn better than they did in their own backyard. So,
yeah, and I was talking to Rich about that. I was like, man, there's not really a Houston show that we never fill up anymore.
Yeah.
But we still kind of
or San Antonio for that matter. I mean, San Antonio
point,
always shows up and shows out.
Dallas does pretty well.
We kind of gave Tulsa, I thought, what maybe they would want to see. And,
well, listen, we brought to Tulsa probably two of the best cards that they've ever seen.
Yeah.
And the only other time I'd probably say that they brought cards super solid was when Mick was going, and he had like Gerald Harris and some top names on there. But the other, I mean, no offense, but the other local promotions that are there are not, if you look at their cards, man, they're not bringing in guys like that. They're using a bunch of local guys, and they might do 8 amateur fights and 3 pro fights. And
yeah,
it's not really,
it's just not the same.
It's not designed
it's not apples to apples.
Talent. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it takes funding and stuff like that to put on the kind of shows that we do. And that takes time. So, I mean, I'm sure those promotions are working on all that.
But like on a few of the guys out there did tell me that some of the local promoters one of the local promoters had reached out and told them if they supported us, they would never be allowed back on their platform.
Yeah, maybe that's why not many people showed up.
Needless to say, those guys still fought for us.
Yeah,
they were like, "Hey, man, we're not missing an opportunity."
Exactly. I mean, are they going to pass up an opportunity? Why would you hold back someone the opportunity of possibly getting a look from the big show, the biggest name in the industry?
Never understood that, man.
UFC. Mick Maynard comes out to a lot of shows, watches a lot of our events. Same with Sean Shelby. Why would you deny one of your fighters that opportunity?
The goal is to push him over.
I know in the past, whenever that same situation has come up, and you've had guys under contract, you could have played that card like legally, not even like strong arm. Hey, no, you can't fight there, and you let them out to go chase that opportunity. So,
that's the dream, right?
Different strokes, different folks. I guess
that's what we're here for, is to send these guys off so they can better themselves later on, build talent. Yeah. Continue to grow our promotion, but at the same time, send these guys off.
You know what I noticed? I noticed that some of those fighters that you pushed and they went on, are bringing
Yeah,
newer,
you get
fresher
back.
fighters there. Potentially can bring in that
Every,
crowd.
every time a guy gets signed to the UFC or gets called up or goes to contenders or whatever, it just brings more value to Fury FC, you know, and it makes other fighters realize that, man, if this guy did it, I can be the next one. And it's showing, you know. I feel like between Zach Reese and Josh Van, man, they fast tracked their whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah, how fast was that?
Like for Josh Van, under 2 years.
Okay, yeah, and then
And probably the same for Zach Reese.
Zach Reese at 4-0 or 5-0.
Yeah, and it's
Getting
all about
called up
answering
to
that
get a contract,
opportunity.
man. It's
I
like,
mean, you know, like I said, different strokes, different folks. I could say, you know, not speaking for any other organization, but I know here at Fury, I see it, you know, with you and Rich, it's like fighter first. You know, you guys, you know, put the fighter first, and you look out for the fighters in a way that maybe not a lot of other promoters might.
I see somebody like Cody Steele
Yeah.
next year, probably. You know, depending on how
I was going to say
this weekend goes.
I was going to ask.
This
You know, I was
weekend.
going to say next year, but I mean, shit, man, we're already getting towards the end of this year, so yeah, it would have to be next year.
So we have him set to fight November 5th in San Antonio, even though he still has a pretty heavy task in front of him
Yeah,
this
get
coming
ready,
weekend.
get ready
you
to
know.
take on Nico Echeverry coming up. Do you want to dive into the upcoming Fury Challenger Series 7? You want to recap this Tulsa event?
I mean, let's talk about this
Boom.
weekend. We're already here.
All right.
But Cody beating somebody like Nico.
Yeah, Nico Echeverry, who we had, you know, in studio last week, taking on top prospect Cody Steele.
When's the last time Nico got finished?
Ah, man, it's been a while.
Yeah, he's
It's been a
come off
while.
some decision losses,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
Yeah, I remember, like, you know, the Tedrick Macklin fight.
right,
But I mean, when's the last time he got finished? I couldn't tell you, man.
yeah. And Cody Steele says he's gonna finish him. That's a high task, you know. But if anybody can do it, I believe Cody can. Cody's the guy.
For sure, and that's going to be a banger. That's not even the main event, man.
What is that? A feature fight?
Yeah, that's a feature fight, and we got Abdul Kamara taking on Casey Jones in the main event.
That's gonna be a fun one too, man.
Dude, man, I mean, Abdul Kamara 7-1. He's another one of those guys that, you know, next year I think you could look at
He's knocking.
seeing. Yeah, he's knocking on that door. You know, he's
already, man.
he either be on Contender Series or maybe get that short call up, that short notice call up.
He's coming from the MMA lab in Arizona.
And taking on a veteran in Casey Jones, man. He's been around the block for a while, and he's looking to punch his ticket as well.
And he's super excited that he's got him a main event spot. You know, he's going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's his first one, I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's hard to believe that he hasn't main evented up to this point, but boom, he's
18 fights.
18 fights, 10-8. He's one of those guys, man. You know, I've talked about him on the podcast before, where their record isn't indicative of their talent.
So Jacob Silva.
Yeah, Jacob Silva too, man. Like Casey Jones is one of those, you know, top level fighters, man. With a record like 10-8, does he get the look? Not necessarily, but you know, rattles off a couple more wins over some guys like Abdul Kamara, and you know, it's hard to deny him.
I think you have to be, for Casey, he's got to probably knock off like 4 in a row.
Yeah,
14-8, 15-8. You start looking a little bit better.
Then he's in the hunt.
18-8. And how old is Casey? Does it show on there?
Casey, he was born in 91, so he's like, what, 32?
Yeah, 30. So, I mean, he's got a little bit of time.
Yeah, he's a little bit north of that 30-year mark that Dana doesn't like, but
He's got to pull it off next year, I think.
with some impressive victories. Dana likes to see impressive wins, impressive finishes. Guys seizing the opportunity.
Well,
It wouldn't be the craziest thing I'd ever heard if Dana did give
no.
someone like Casey Jones
If he
a
can
shot.
finish 7-1, Abdul Kamara, he done impressed me.
He made a great case for
He
himself,
made a
right?
Hell of a case for himself.
And
You got Justice Torres.
Yeah, man. Co-main Justice Torres taking on Dimitri Ivy, 145-pound banger. Two of our top prospects in the featherweight,
So-
our stacked featherwait division.
So Dimitri's out, actually.
Oh, well, shit. See? That's why I need these updated lineups. I bet it's on Rich's computer.
so Dimitri's out.
Shout out Rich Burmaster, who couldn't be with us today due to circumstances beyond our control.
So we pulled in Pena Alimov, who's coming off that win over Chris Solis.
Oh, man. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
he took it on a week's notice. We got word from Dimitri's management last Friday while I was in Tulsa that he's not gonna.
Man. Well, that's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to that one.
Me
but
too.
Pena Alamo, that's a suitable replacement.
Well, that's going to be Pena. Justice will be Pena's toughest task today.
Yeah.
So he's coming off a win over Chris Solis just a couple weeks ago. And Justice coming off that decision loss to Matt Jones. And they're fighting at 155, actually.
Okay.
So they're going up a weight class just so we didn't have to worry about Pena missing weight. Or it was his request, and Justice jumped all over it. It's like, man.
He's a gamer. Oh, I don't have to cut as much weight. Sure, let's go.
Yeah.
Go eat some tacos with Cam Smotherman.
I'm excited to see Freddie Rodriguez back on this card, man.
Freddie Rodriguez taking on Alex De La Cruz.
So Freddie debuted against Nick Piccinini with us. And if you remember, like in the first minute, he dropped Nick with a left hook.
Yeah.
You know, Alex De La Cruz 1-0 with us, coming in with us. He's 2-0 now, but he's 1-0 with us. And I think he beat Jean Patrick from New Orleans, decisioned him. Should be pretty competitive. I know Alex likes to wrestle, so let's see if I don't think he's got the level of wrestling that Nick Piccinini does. So I'm excited.
Which is no knock against anybody. That's a high
for
level.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. But should be a better fight for Freddie, and over the fight that he had previously.
All right, then you got J-Bob, Jacob Berry, taking on Gunnar Coronado.
Yeah, I'm excited to see
145-pound division. Yeah,
he came out there and got him a quick knockout.
Last time he made quick work, man. 1-1 as a pro now, looking to improve on that. He trains out of War over there with all those other killers, doesn't he?
No, he's at Main Street with Bob.
Is he at Main Street? Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
You look at 145, man, it's like that division for us, I think the featherweights is our most stacked division. I used to think that it was the flyweights, but we've got
really,
a shit
man,
ton of featherweights.
From 125 all the way to 145. I mean, we've got a stacked roster. The 135ers are pretty stacked.
35ers as well, yeah.
But yeah, 45, man. You got a lot of killers in that division.
Heavyweights coming in.
Robles Despain taking on Stevie Payne. Despain versus Payne in the heavyweight division, man. Despain is a giant. I haven't seen Stevie Payne, dude. I hope.
So Stevie fought as an amateur for us earlier this year. He fought I can't remember the kid's name. Black kid from Trains with Hayden Bryars.
Okay.
He's got that soft little voice.
All right, it's not ringing a bell, but I'll have to go back and watch that.
I always made it. He talked like Mike Tyson. I always look at these big dudes, man, and they got these little voices.
Well, hopefully he's got a right like Tyson taking on Despain, man. That guy's a giant.
You don't remember? Okay, hold on. Let me tell you a quick story. You don't remember this kid when his opponent fell out. What is his name? Can you look up Stevie Payne?
I'm
trying to remember what his name is. Okay, so the kid, his opponent fell out, and we brought Stevie Payne in, and he had not seen Stevie Payne until weigh-ins. Okay. So he shows up at weigh-ins. He shows up at weigh-ins, and he's like, I actually came to pull out. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I'm a little sick. Like, I caught the flu.
Oh, okay. I don't see the face. I can't. I remember us talking about that. He took a flu test. Wait, I thought that guy fought.
He ended up fighting.
Yeah.
I was like, look, man.
It was real wonky the way, like he just got tested or something.
Yeah. Got the flu.
Oh, man.
But he got the flu when he saw Stevie.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he was feeling better.
I don't see. Okay, so we fought Jean-Luc Williams.
There you go. That's him.
Okay, and then
that's
I guess
him.
Everett Kilgore.
Shout out Jean-Luc with the fucking
Everett Kilgore. That was kickboxing. Okay.
First man I've ever noticed that can catch the flu and get rid of it in 30 minutes.
Yeah, man. It was crazy. He got tested, and then it was determined, I guess, that he didn't have it after he won the fight.
No, he lost.
Okay, that doesn't show on here.
Jean-Luc lost the fight.
Okay.
I think
they've got it here. His last fight was a win by knockout. So
Stevie Payne TKO'd him in
Tapology. All right.
In the first round. And anyway,
this bit has gone to shit. Brought to you by Howlerhead and Tapology.
Howlerhead whiskey, baby. But anyway, it was funny. But Stevie Payne jumped at the opportunity to fight Robles and to bring in some heavyweights. Man,
that's a tough division.
That's
a tough one, man. I mean, you can find guys, but I mean, are they going to be quality fights?
It's a tough division to build.
Yeah.
Miles Banks is coming back though.
Yeah, man, he's been cleared for a little while now. His doctor said, "Hey, can you fight now? Sure, but I'd recommend you wait another couple of months." And I think we're getting around that mark. He's got to be on deck, right?
He's on deck.
Miles
5th.
Banks, one of our top prospects, getting ready to make his pro debut. Man,
it might take Miles 4.
If you haven't seen him, go out of your way to check out his amateur fights. The guy's
stud,
he is a
is a
stud.
stud.
He's going to be a problem for a lot of people in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll see down the line, probably early next year, him and Robles square off.
Oh man,
Probably in Houston.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's
I kind of look at him in that same light as Zach Reese, where he's so good. It's like how could he not make it? I mean, barring some kind of injury, but he just had that, and he's recovered from it. So I look forward to seeing him get his
Miles
shot
Banks.
in due time. And then we got Jordan Pluton making his return, taking on Greg Foster, 2-0, fighting out of the lab.
Yeah, Greg Foster is a teammate of Abdul Kamara. They're real high on him, man. I'm curious to see what he brings to the table. I'm looking forward to watching him fight. And then Pluton, depends on what Pluton shows up.
Yeah, he's 4-5 now. He's let's see, where's his record at? He lost his last one against Breakin' Freeman.
Right. In a fight that we thought he could have won.
Yeah, that was a split decision. Man, speaking of guys whose record isn't indicative of their talent level, man, Jordan Pluton's one of those guys as well. He's an exciting fighter to watch, but you're right, man. It's like which Jordan shows up.
Another featherweight.
Yeah, same stacked featherweight division.
So we're adding this Greg Foster into a stacked featherweight
and that's the
division.
thing, whenever you have a division stacked like this, is a guy like a Jordan Pluton ends up with a 4-5 record sometimes.
That's what happened with Eric Mercado. He came to us at 3-0 at featherweight and fought Justice and fought
hard.
He fought Matheus Camillo. Like, he had some tough fucking fights. Man.
Yeah.
Like,
And then opening the main card, Ernest
Gun.
Singleton taking on Top Gun Sean Kennard, 1-0 in the middleweight division.
let's see what Sean Kennard brings to the table. He is 1-0 now.
Man, he's like man, our middleweight division is, I won't say stacked, but we're getting there, man. We got like this guy, Sean Kennard, very early in his career. Adam Vigil, my current favorite middleweight, and then we got a couple others as well. Man, I'm looking forward to seeing Sean fight. He always puts on a show
and brings a fucking crowd.
Yeah, and the crowd shows up for him too. That's always fun.
He always asks me like, "Can I have all the tables on the red corner side?" And he sells them all, and he sells all of them. So
that goes back to
shout out to Sean, man. We're looking to keep him busy. He wants to, as long as he's healthy after this, he's ready to come back in November. He said. So,
yeah, and then on the undercard, on the amateur side of things, Brian James taking on Josh Thomas. We got a ton of featherweights on this. We'll get to them all, but I mean, you're loading up on some featherweights for sure.
All these guys, man, are already 3-4 fights deep as amateurs. So next year, all 6 of these guys will be punching their ticket into the pro division. But
Brian's record's not on here. Is he 2-0? Okay, 4-0. I didn't think he had lost. He's excited, man.
Both of them are 4-0.
He's made his way onto my radar. Guys that I like to watch and look forward to seeing.
You got both of these guys at 4-0, which is easily an argument of how come they're not fighting for a title.
Right.
But I mean, what about Kyle Todd Rank?
Yeah,
Kyle's supposed to be in that mix, and that belt
yeah.
really belongs to him. He vacated it so Josh Aliman could fight for it, and Josh Aliman vacated it to turn pro. But Kyle,
so maybe the winner of this fight you want to put in there with Kyle?
Yeah, well, so the problem is, when you look at these last fights, you got Devin Jones and Joe Hendershot right underneath them.
I can't wait to see that one.
Joe and Josh are teammates.
Yeah,
and they both cross-train with Kyle. So
okay, well, so we're in that spot where that's my friend. I can't fight my friend.
Yeah,
okay.
It's kind of rough. It's
then
understandable.
Then why not make this a title fight? Fuck it. You don't want to fight your friend for the belt? Then
fight
Brian James then.
Had I made this a little bit sooner and knew that Kyle was probably on the verge of turning pro, he's probably going to turn pro now.
Yeah.
I probably would have made this, but I'm not gonna make it a title fight on a couple days.
They should make it a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, hey, let's do it like on the fly, WWE style, like before the fight.
Before they walk
this is now a title match.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
Damian Arande's back.
Yeah, the orangutan taking on Chris Castillo. Hey, man, Strong Style's here to represent, man. Chris Castillo taking on Damian Arande. One thing you can say about Strong Style is they ain't afraid to step into the spotlight and fight somebody. Like Damian Arande, I mean, his reputation speaks for itself. His name speaks for itself. And Chris is like, oh, yeah, fuck it. Of course I'll fight him.
But look at Devin Jones. I mean, he called out
and
Joe
that one too,
Hendershot.
man. I wanted to talk about that one too, man. He called him out after his last win. He called out Joe Hendershot to Alex Morono on the microphone, Joe's coach, which kind of caught Alex off guard. That was fun television. But here we are, man, a couple months later, and Devin's taking on Joe. Man, Joe's wrestling is stellar, and he's got hands too.
I saw him earlier this week, Monday, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm going to make him pay.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to watch, man. Devin's no pushover.
Should be a fun fight, man. A couple flyweights.
Yeah, we got Mumu. That's what Rich affectionately refers to Mehul
How many
Samaratu
guys
as.
on this card?
Like 74 by my count, I think.
3 of them. 3
yeah,
Amis.
No. On the Ami side, yeah, he's got 3 guys on the Ami side.
You want to bet that Rich tries to rearrange this card?
Hey, I would not take that bet. You know him better than I because
he's got 3 in a row.
He's got exactly. He's gonna have 3 in a row. So. Yeah. I don't know. It would make sense, from a logistics standpoint on his part. But I mean, he's got 2 of his guys near the top of the amateur side of the card. I wouldn't touch it, but
just let it go, right? Then we got Ezra Elliott coming from the lab. I've heard a lot of good things about him taking on Nathan Regino. Nathan's exciting.
Nathan Regino, yeah.
Little Mana Martinez protege.
Yeah, man.
And then in the
3-0 taking on 3-1. Boomer, Arlton Ardrey taking on Patrick Olinma.
Should be a fun one.
Arlton's record isn't on here, and I don't have him pulled up. But, man, how many amateur fights?
He's got to have about 10 fights.
It's like, come on. When are you going pro, man?
Yeah, I think this might be it for him as an Ami, and then he'd probably be ready to go pro.
I mean, he's always looked, good to me. I think he used to train under Drew Ratajczyk at ACS, and then he's, now with Crew Bob, Main Street. So, I mean, he's got some great credentials, man. I look forward to seeing him.
Big 55er.
Yeah.
He tried to go to 45.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's probably not the best idea.
And he's another one of those guys that's so lean. It's like, man, how do you cut that much weight? You can only dehydrate so much.
He's relentless at those takedowns, huh?
Oh, yeah. Golly.
Shit, man. I mean,
he makes you pay on the ground, too.
Yeah, solid card this weekend, man. Fury Challenger Series 7 this Sunday. Tickets available, furyfc.tv/tickets.
Shout out to all our sponsors real quick. Space City Collective, what are you wearing on the feet today? I'm not showing my feet.
Got the 6s, baby.
Oh, those are dope, man. Those are dope.
What you got the Yeezys over here.
Yeah, D's wearing the Yeezys.
The
and I'm wearing my comfortable airport dad shoes. So you don't have to worry about them.
You pop those on just for the airport?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Pop them in, pop them out, man.
Be gone.
Yeah, fuck all that.
You get that TSA pre-check, you don't have to worry about
I know, dude. I need to make time to go down there and do that. I've got clear. No, Monday morning. I did not stay in Tulsa all week. No, but
You want to fly back?
I'd rather not.
Yeah, you got to make time to do that TSA pre-check.
No, for real. I've got clear, through United, but I mean, it's a little quicker. But TSA pre-check, you just walk through. You don't have to take off your belt, take off your shoes, all that stupid shit that we all hate to do at the airport.
Your computer out.
And and you know what? It goes back to paying the government a fee for permission to do something. It's crazy.
It's like
it's an airport license, is what you're paying for.
Basically, it's like
who's that Houston comedian? I think it was Amir or Amar that made that Netflix special.
Oh,
you mentioned that about I was gonna be a terrorist.
He looks like Tai Tuivasa, huh? Yeah. The heavyset guy.
Yeah,
it was on Netflix. Yeah, that was a good show. But
he mentioned that.
It's super convenient though, man. And I actually had to make my wife do it because when we fly together, I'm the only one that has it. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna fucking make you go through the other line. Get your shit. But I had to schedule her appointment and do all her shit for her. And then when she knew she had to go. But she got it.
That's how I am with the whole passport situation. I'm waiting for Anita to schedule it and do all that, so I just have to show up and sign something.
I just had my wife do it.
I was at the Tomball post office yesterday, man, and right there at the counter, 7 a.m. walk-ins, welcome.
Golly, that's so early, man. I can't
go get it done.
Why do people like to wake
You're
up that early, man?
You're about to miss out on New Year's Eve in Mexico, man. You're about to miss it.
Okay, well, I'll say this. I can get mine, and Nita can get hers, but then we got to get kids, and there's like so much red tape involved with getting
Rich
kids.
booked his trip to go, and he's not taking his kids.
That might be the way that we have to do it.
Did you know that both parents got to be there?
Yeah,
For the kids,
I
you do.
just recently found that
for the
out.
kids, you do.
At first, it was like you have to get this form signed by the other parent. Yeah. See, that's the logistics stuff that I'm alluding to.
Good luck.
No. Hey, we get along all right. She would be okay with it,
Right.
but like, okay, you have to be there at 7 a.m. I mean, we both have to be there.
I think you and Anita should worry about y'all's first,
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
and then you got to worry about it this week.
Yeah, you ain't lying. All right, duly noted. You want to touch on this Tulsa card?
Tulsa, baby.
Julius Boom Holmes, Jared McLaughlin in the main event. Julius Holmes winning by not a guillotine, as I was informed by the referee. One with a darce.
Yeah,
Shout out Michael Alexander for that.
these
for
guys,
that bus.
These guys don't understand that when you make those announcements at the end, you go by what the ref.
Yeah, I don't.
Qualified ref.
Yeah,
Comes and tells you because you don't want to say your own shit, and then the ref's like, no, that's not what it was.
exactly.
The
Which has
referee
happened.
And the
thankfully,
referee is the
back in the
closest
day.
one to the action.
Yep, he was the guy that was right there. I asked the ladies, at cage side that wanted to charge me $20 to be an announcer. Hey, did you see what that finish was? Because from the angle that I was sitting at, I mean, I could tell he had him in a choke, but I couldn't tell if it was a guillotine or a darce.
Right.
And those ladies were like, oh, I don't know, I couldn't see shit, even though it was right in front of them. It's fine. They didn't know what to call it. So I'll ask the ref. So I did. I asked the ref, and usually in most cases, like it's like a Jeff Rexroad or somebody. I could take their word, and it's 100%. The kind referee in the main event, the gentleman, I'm not that familiar with him. I've worked with him a couple of times, but I don't know what his credentials are. But I did trust his word. Hey, man, was that a guillotine? And he looked at me. Oh, yeah. It was a guillotine. All right, cool. Here we go. Yeah, make the announcement, and then everybody's looking at me like, Wayne, what the fuck?
Well, I don't think.
Well, whenever I say everybody, I mean like
spectators, people in
Rich.
the cage.
Yeah. Rich, my people, my buddies looking at me like, what the fuck,
Rich
Wayne?
didn't know what that was.
Like, dude,
Rich
it was
probably
like-
thought it was an armbar.
Yeah, no, I doubt that. But yeah, it was another fun moment for me in the cage. Michael Alexander throwing me under the bus. Shout out, brother.
Julius,
But Julius, man, yeah,
9-2.
yeah, he moves to 9-2 now, and man, I mean, and what he did miss, I will say, but I was for a welterweight at that, with that record, he's got to be on the short list of guys getting a look.
He's probably, I mean, it could happen at any time. And with where he comes from, he's got Saif Saud, the general, in his corner. They can get it done.
I heard through the grapevine. I don't know if this is true or not, and you don't have to answer this whether it is or not. And whatever, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but I kind of overheard Saif after the fight, and he was not happy. And I think he was like yelling at Julius Holmes about missing weight. I guess Saif didn't know that he had missed weight until the fight was starting. Until I said it. Yeah. Saif does not play around. I've seen him in past instances. If somebody misses weight, Saif is on your ass. Like, fuck this. This fight might not happen. My guy made weight. Why can't yours? He doesn't care about the purse money or whatever. He wants
he wants to make sure shit's handled
exactly.
right. And there's a
Where is your
reason.
bond?
Look at his. If you look at his camp and all the guys he's got in the UFC.
He's
at this
elite
moment,
level
man.
for a reason, man. His guys are elite level
He
for
knows
a reason.
What the fuck he's doing?
Yeah,
100%. But congrats to Julius. Jared, a gamer, man. He hit me up and he's like, "Hey, man, I want to come to Houston and I'd like to fight out there, and I'm gonna bring him down here in December."
Yeah, that'd be good.
Get it
Good look for him. 7-5 now for Jared McLaughlin. It's not too late for him to turn things around either.
Nah, he'll be fine. He'll
Yeah.
be good.
And our co-main, Dorian Ramos and Mateus Camilo.
How about that, man?
Mateus Camilo getting the tap out, getting the triangle at the end of the third round there, 2 minutes, 43 seconds into the third round. Mateus Camilo is one of those guys that's really exciting to watch too, man. He's another guy in the featherweight. I was just about to say he's another one of those guys from our stacked featherweight division. Improves to 7-2. He's right where he needs to be, man. Like next year, I think he's getting that look.
That was 6-1 versus 6-1. I like Dorian Ramos too, man. He showed up and he came forward. He told me, he's like, "Man, I'm a get in your face type of guy. I throw down, and I want to make it exciting." And he didn't lie. He
Right.
went out there and handled business and did what he got to do.
Hey, he took Mateus into the third round.
Right.
So I mean, no shame in that at all.
I'm gonna try and bring Ramos in for Yadier.
Ooh, Good fight. Good
like
fight.
that.
It's been a minute since we've seen Yadier.
I think Mateus will be out probably till next year, but Yadier, he had a tough weight cut.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Mateus had a tough weight cut. So he made weight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Made weight 143.8.
Yeah,
you know,
he made weight.
He came in under where he needed to.
Yeah, he had you could see it all over him, you know,
Yeah.
and they said that it affected his performance and yada yada. He got it done, but
Even though he got a tap out submission.
he said his gas wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, he got it in the third round, so it was there enough, I guess, man. Shout out to him. Josh Snow Walker getting the TKO over guy we were talking about earlier, Eric Chicho Mercado. At 135 pounds, this was Josh Walker's first fight at 135 for us. I think he would much rather fight at 125. In the post-fight interview, Alexander asked him about that, and he said, he wasn't done at 125. He's going to write his own story. I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I'd like to probably keep him at 35 for one more.
He looked good.
Or maybe if I can find somebody to do 130, I'd love Cameron Smotherman.
Ooh, Cam versus Snow? Ooh, man, don't do that to me, man. I love both of those guys. That'd be a great fight, man.
I would love that even at 130, because I'm trying to get Cameron to go to 25.
Yeah.
And
he's reluctant.
He's bucking me, man. Like, he doesn't want to do it. I really want him to do it, and he don't want to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Man, they're young guys, and man, whenever you're young like that and you think you know better, you don't understand that these guys are just looking out for you. And they've got coaches too that are probably advising them, hey, fight where you want.
I got him booked already though, and he's got a confirmed
You're
opponent.
only looking out for their best interest.
Right.
So I totally get it.
Cam will be back in November, so we'll see.
What about Chicho? What do you think's next for him?
I mean, I got to talk to him. I don't know if he said something about his leg giving out, so I don't know if he had an injury or what happened.
I think, I remember seeing that in the fight.
Yeah, he kind of collapsed.
You couldn't tell if it was a slip or what. Yeah.
It looked awkward.
He went down
Josh
awkward,
warned him.
and Josh, capitalized on
So
it.
I want to talk to him, and see. We'll always have an open door for him as long as he wants to be here. He's been super easy to work with. He never says no to an
he's
opponent.
a gamer.
And why wouldn't we have him back? I know he's been on the downside of some fights, but
Hopefully it's nothing too serious, and we get see him back in the cage soon.
Yeah.
Brian Gunnell taking on Jacoby Smith. Jacoby Smith getting the knockoff.
Dude, man.
A minute, 1 second into round number one.
we needed that for Jacoby, or Jacoby needed that.
Right. Yeah.
He I can't explain or express how important it is to finish fights. Like, you got to finish fights, man. And I know it's not always easy, but you have to do everything you can to get out there. And
He made it look easy, getting that knockout a minute and 1 second into the fight. Brian Gunnell falls to 12-12.
But prior to that, he was on 2 decision wins, right?
Yeah.
Jacoby over Levon Lewis and Austin Jones.
Right, and that win takes Jacoby Smith to 7-0.
Shit, man.
Undefeated. Last fight's a knockout.
This is one thing I tell the guys, though, man. Like, you can be 7-0, and if you're 7-0 with 7 decisions, nobody's going to be interested. If you're 7-0 and you got 5 finishes at least,
Yeah,
it's a
you're
different-
in
it's a
the
different
discussion
story.
then.
Yeah, so I think for Jacoby, I mean, he's young, super athletic. He's got the look. He comes from a great camp. He's got
the
Daniel
attitude.
Cormier
Got the persona.
and Saif Saud behind him. We pop off 2 more finishes in a row. Like,
Off to the races for him.
and that can be in a matter of 90 days he could fight, and knock both of those 2 finishes out. So
Hey,
he's right there.
Yeah, he is. Speaking of guys with the look, the persona, Tracy Reeder
Yeah.
taking on Jacob Capelli. He gets the tap out. Rear naked choke, a minute 42 into round number 1. Did you catch that fight? Tracy Reeder looks to me like your kind of fighter, Diego. He's
He likes to get massages.
yeah. He likes to get massages and talk shit.
Happy.
Diego said, I don't know. Hey, Tracy Reeder, he's good for a soundbite too, man. In his post-fight interview with Mike Alexander, he's always entertaining. I don't know, man. He goes to 7-2, but he's at like 165. Where do you see him if he does get called up? Where do you
So
see him?
he's a 55er.
Welterweight or 155?
He's a 55er, but Capelli asked for this fight at 65. So they booked at we booked them at 55, and then Capelli came back and asked for 65. And Reader, the gamer that he is, he really wanted to fight in his hometown. Like, let's do it. And he came
fighting
out
of Claremore, Oklahoma, and his people, they show up, man. It gets loud whenever you say his name.
Sent an offer
man.
to his management yesterday.
Yeah.
For him to main event our San Antonio card.
Oh,
November
wow.
5th. Can you think of a 55er?
Oh, wow. Shit, man. I could think of a few, man. Who are you putting him in there with?
Well, if Cody comes out unscathed this weekend, that's going to be his fight.
Wow.
Cody Steele and Tracy Reader,
So
man.
potentially we're looking at Cody Steele versus Tracy Reader, two young studs at 155, man. That's a fight.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you would make that.
That's a win that's going to mean something
Yeah.
to either of them.
Yeah. Oh,
You
hell
know,
yeah.
And it doesn't really hurt either of them either. You know, if you lose. You know, like, let's say Cody just so happens to lose to Tracy Reader. He's still young.
Yeah, yeah.
Got a
There's
great
plenty of
record
time to
still.
recover from that, yeah. Man,
It's all
to
gonna
me,
be-
on paper, that looks like one of those fights like, whenever we start talking about our top prospects fighting each other and Rich Burmaster's like, we're not making that
Man,
fight.
it's just, we're at a point.
But we are. We're making this one.
We're at a point right now where a lot of the guys are prospects.
Yeah.
And
It's hard not to. You can't, quote unquote, protect your whole division.
And I'm all open to signing new talent and bringing more guys in, but I have to make sure that when these guys sign a contract that I can fulfill my end of the deal, and that's 4 fights, 12 months.
Yeah.
You know, and our roster's getting so big now that I think we're going to have to start slowing down on signing new guys, and the guys are going to have to start fighting each
Closing
other.
the books, huh?
Yeah, for a little while.
Well, I don't know about closing the
Yeah,
books.
we're not
just
closing the books, but
just slowing down a little bit.
slowing down a little bit.
Austin Green picks up his first loss, a unanimous decision against Demario Dennis, Super Demario Dennis. A lot of people showed up to see Demario. He didn't disappoint.
Myron too, brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
Myron and Austin Green was undefeated, man.
I know. Yeah, he was. I think 5 and he's 5-0 going into that one. So
I like Austin. I like his character.
same
He's a
here.
wrestler.
Same here.
You like the AEW?
He's a badass. I haven't. I know he's been on AEW. I haven't really seen him on there, but I know he dabbles in the pro wrestling side of the things as well. Man, I really wanted to see that Juan Adams fight. But in hindsight, and I mean no offense or disrespect when I say this, we went and we saw Juan fight for another promotion, and man, if that was the Juan Adams that Austin Green would have fought, man, I think Austin would have made easy work of that version of Juan Adams that we saw that night. So
Well, I like Austin. I feel like he needs to take a step back and go back to the drawing board and start training because he can't afford to get in there and have another performance like that.
Not
I know
like that, man.
He's 1-1 with us, but I think he fought Mario Moore his first fight with us.
I think you're right. Yeah,
And he went the distance with him, I think.
yeah.
You know, you got to be finishing guys, man. You know, the UFC heavyweight division,
Yeah.
like there's some
That's about
talent out there, man.
Right.
And again, I'll say it again: if you ain't finishing guys out here, you ain't gonna finish them.
You're
Over
going
here.
to be fighting a guy like Cyril Gahn, Derek Lewis. I mean,
Tai Tuivasa,
Yeah.
Volkanovski.
so if you're not finishing guys at this level, shoot, I feel for you at the next
Imagine
level.
if Austin Lane was still here.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
man, I like that guy. I hate how his last couple of fights have gone. It's just kind of going off the rails for him. But I hope he recovers and gets things back on the right track soon. Moving on, Adam V. Hill taking on Tommy Britton. Talked about Adam V. Hill a little bit earlier, man. He's one of my favorite new middleweights. He moves up to 8-1 with a TKO in round number 2.
I don't think he was happy with his performance.
And that speaks volumes. A guy like that, it's like, dude, you got a TKO second round, 1:41 into the second round, and he's not happy with it.
He thought he was gonna win that fight in the first round.
Yeah.
And he wasn't happy. He already hit me up too. He's like, man, I need another fight. And that's what I want. Like,
Yeah.
those are the guys that I want. Like, dude, you just left the cage, and within 2 days, you're calling me, I need another fight. So he fought for us back in July. He just fought for us in September, and he's asking for another one.
Yeah, November, December, maybe that last card of the year, December.
We signed him in June. So he'll have gotten 3 fights in 6 months if
Is
we
it-
fight him before.
Is it like a basic 4?
We gave him 4 fight, 12 months. But a guy like that, once we get to their last fight, I'll already offer him. Say, look, this is the last fight of your deal. Do you want a new deal? Because we want you back.
Yeah.
And we'll incorporate that into their last fight. That this is the last fight of this deal, but we're automatically stepping into a new one. And I 99% say, yeah, let's do it. I'm in.
Hell yeah.
I'm in
I'm
like
in.
Flynn.
Diego, you drunk yet?
Not yet. 2 more sips.
2 more sips. All right.
Hey, give him a shot or something, dude.
Give me a shot.
He's like asleep. And we couldn't possibly talk about this Tulsa card without talking about this next fight. Got a lot of media coverage. It was our main card opener. Nick Piccinini getting the win over Vic Del Fuego Gonzalez. Tap out, do a triangle, second round. Hey,
Hey, how about Vic though, man?
Vic made a good showing for himself,
Toast to
dude.
Vic.
Hey, cheers to Del Fuego. That's my guy right there. Even in defeat, man, he snatched that arm. Almost, he had a nice looking arm bar there for a second. He picked the ankle. He was going for an ankle lock, man. Could have, heel hooked him. There were, a couple of glimmers of hope where Vic had me on the edge of my seat at cage side, like, holy shit, he could maybe do this thing. But it came after.
Pull that armbar.
Yeah. I mean,
Had Vic
if
been
if Nick Piccinini wasn't, didn't walk around like 155 or whatever, if he was like your average 125er, Vic may get that, but
Right.
Nick is a big flyweight.
or if Vic was a bigger flyweight than he is.
Or
'Cause
that,
technically Vic could fight at 115. But shout out to Nick, man. If you can make that weight and look the way you
Oh
look
my
and
God,
perform,
yeah.
dude, hats off, bro.
Sky is
Like,
the limit.
yeah, and obviously you saw how much the Fight Pass team covered that fight.
Yeah,
You know,
they
they're
had
high
a lot of
they're
eyes
high
on him, man.
They're high on Nick,
And
man.
and I'll say this, man, there were a lot of eyes on that fight. I mean, yeah, because Nick Piccinini's a 3-time All-American,
Right.
and he's highly credentialed. But I think more eyes were on it because of what Vic had to
was
say.
talking that shit,
Vic talked some shit, and it pissed a lot of people off. Got a lot of people's
When you
attention.
see Nick at the end of the fight, he starts.
Yeah, I was going to make mention of that. He trolled Vic a little bit. With the spoon-fed wrestler comment, act like he's eating a bowl of chili or some shit.
He just ate Vic's lunch.
Yeah, he just ate Vic for lunch. So hey, nothing but respect and mad props to Nick
What's
Piccinini.
next? What's
Moves to
next for Nick, you
5-0. Man, I don't know. Give him Jacob Silva. I don't know.
Bam.
Wow.
Let's go.
That's it.
I think it should be the
I'm there for it, man.
second matchmaker.
I offered that fight for those guys November 12th.
Kick ass,
Houston.
dude. I don't see either one of those guys saying no. Hey, just stay healthy, guys. Don't get hurt.
But this is so Jacob is on a 3-fight win streak now, maybe, or 4.
I think it's like 4.
Okay, so this is the type of guy that Jacob has to knock off to say, I still belong there,
I
man.
still should
have
be
a
there. I
chance."
still deserve a look.
But
yeah.
For Nick, that's the type of guy that I can beat the guys that have the
Exactly.
bigger records.
The
Like,
guys
I'm
that have
not
gotten a
looking for
look,
easy
guys
fights.
who have been on your radar, I've taken them out. So I mean,
win-win for both.
yeah, both
And
guys.
it's tough to stop. So
Yeah.
if
Well,
you
at the
can
end of
stop him,
at the end of the day, if Jacob loses to a guy like that, though, it does say that maybe I'm not here.
Yeah.
and maybe I can't roll with the younger.
We were right to pass on your, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Here's hoping, man. I can't wait to see that fight on the undercard here.
See what
Samoy
happens.
Williams falls to Mario Pitbull Vodquez, who improves to 4-0. Shane Wright defeats
7
Houston
seconds.
Knoll.
Shane Wright with the 7-second knockout.
Yeah, Shane Wright with the knockout of
fake
the night,
glove
man.
touch.
Oh God!
No, it
did he?
wasn't.
I was going to say, did he? I didn't see that.
Like, come on, man. Bang.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that. But man, just a nice little 1-2 night, and Shane Wright moves to 2-2, and then
Shane fought for us back in Dallas earlier in the year, and man, I took a liking to him really quick.
Yeah.
Super respectful. Sold tickets in Dallas, so I mean, I told him, hey, we really want you back. He was eager to jump on this card.
And then rounding out the undercard, Tater McSpadden picking up a unanimous
Tater
decision
time.
victory over Fury FC TMF Shaquem Richardson. I got to say, I expected a good fight. I expected a competitive showing from Tater McSpadden, but what I didn't expect was for him to actually win the fight. I figured Shaquem would, bounce his head around for a couple of rounds
so, man.
and then maybe take him to the ground and finish him.
I was very impressed with Tater when he fought Bruce, even though he got put down over and over and
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
But any chance that he
hung
had
with a
on the
black
feet,
belt on the ground, man.
any chance he had on the
Yeah.
feet,
He was throwing,
He
yeah.
was ready. So I figured, okay, well, we put him with somebody like Shaquem. Should be, and he did. He landed a fucking Showtime kick
Yeah.
off the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's like shit, man. Granted, Shaquem's been out for a little while.
Yeah.
He said he didn't feel like himself. He was flat, but
Yeah, he was gassed in the first round, so it was a long fight for him.
how about the after fight shenanigans from Tater? You remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, what did he say? What did he do? Yeah, as soon as Tater got his hand raised, vomited all over the cage,
yeah.
almost
Did you see
puked
that
on.
on YouTube?
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
it still
yeah.
on there?
Yes.
Hey,
Guys,
hey.
listen, go check that. Go check out the prelims.
I
Go
think-
check out Tater. And
I think
Shaquem.
Mike Alexander was waiting in the cage to talk to him.
He walked right out.
And yeah, it was over at that point. Like, hey, man, he like puked on everybody's
A lot.
shoes, and
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Like, did he eat like a big ass bowl of pasta before the match, like in the back, or what, dude? Because that was it was heavy and it was chunky and there was a lot.
Y'all want to see the Tater McSpadden throw up episode? It's on the Fury YouTube page. You can go check it out.
Maybe we'll share that later.
Playlist.
Fury 83 playlist. So I'm bringing Tater back November 12th. He's coming to Houston
Okay, kick ass.
to welcome Lester Batres Jr. to
What?
Fury FC Pro Division.
Ooh,
155 pounds.
I don't know. That's gonna be a fight, man. And talk about welcome to the pro ranks, man. That's gonna be a test for Batres.
Listen, Lester's is like 10-2 as an AMI now.
Yeah.
The dude's faced adversity. He's traveled out of the country.
Right.
He's fought 3 times in 3 days. 3 times in a row in 3 days.
Yeah.
He's fought for our title. He was our.
It's almost like he's kind of got that pro experience
He's ready to
a
go,
degree.
man.
Yeah,
Like
he's been ready.
And this kid is young, and he's a good-looking kid, and he's super respectful, and he has everything that he could ask for to make it to the big show. It's time to build that record, man.
Yeah,
Put him in there. We got a lot coming up. We got
Submission Hunter coming up October 15th.
Yes.
And then after that is the November card you're talking about. Is that our next one after?
We have Fury Houston in 10/22,
Okay.
and then November 5th San Antonio, November 12th Houston, and
So
12/3
we're getting ready to take a little break, and then it's right back on the road, right?
This coming weekend is our 6th event, 6 weeks in a row, and I feel it.
Wouldn't have it any other
I
way.
feel
Yeah,
it too.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way, but I do feel it, and like
Yeah.
my
I
wife
wanna
always,
have it, yes.
my
Same
wife
here.
always tells
hey,
me,
we're all taking a beating at home.
yeah. So my wife always tells me like I start getting more irritable and shit. Like
Yeah.
once we're 3 in a row or 4 in a row, she's like, "Well, you're the one who schedules this. You're the one who does this." And like I
Yeah.
just checked my email and
Oh, I can hear Tara.
yeah, dude, I've got 2 Oklahoma confirmed dates for next year. Oklahoma City. I've got Lake Charles for 2 dates. I just got the confirmation for Galveston for 2 dates.
Bam.
We're going back to San Antonio for 4,
Hell yeah,
Dallas
dude.
for 3, and then we do like 12 in
I
Houston.
need to retire.
Yeah, it's time, Diego.
Really, man.
It's time.
Then we
Why
can
don't you
maybe
go work. Well, you should
record
go-
more consistently. We could start
he
like
could
actually
work
putting
at
out back to
He
back.
could work at the massage spa.
Yeah, man. You could be the manager there or something by now,
Yeah.
right? Like you know
Bilingual.
the procedures.
And
I mean,
then you get free
Free
massages.
benefits, right? Employee discount.
Yeah, man. I mean, why not?
But I'm not giving them a massage. I'm just saying.
Well, we got a lot of shit
yeah,
coming
I
up,
wouldn't.
man.
I wouldn't want one. I mean, no offense. I'm just saying.
Not from Diego.
Not from Diego. No, I'm good.
2024 is gonna be big.
Yeah, man.
Big year for us, man.
So how many events by the end of 2023 will we have had?
29, I believe.
29. And what are we looking like for next year? 36.
Yeah, around there.
52?
36, 37. No, not 52. Not 52.
God, we wouldn't have a
I gotta
life,
have time
man.
for vacation, man.
Yeah,
At
you
some
got to have that time to
And,
unwind.
and that's why, like, going out of town for New Year's.
Yeah.
My daughter turns 18 October 7th, and I'm taking. She wanted to go to Boston.
Oh yeah, we talked about that a
Yeah,
little while
so
back.
I
Yeah.
booked us flights. We're
I've,
going
I've
to
asked
Boston.
you and Tara, like, what's the draw for Boston? And
What
you
did
know,
Tara say?
You gave me your answer, and I think Tara's makes a little more sense. There's some show that she likes, that Madison likes on Netflix.
I don't know
and
that.
it's based in Boston, so she's
I
watched
think
this
Tara's
show.
excited to go to Boston.
Yeah, probably. Maybe Tara has something to do with it too.
Been there. I've never been to Boston.
But Madison is infatuated with Boston based on this TV show. She wants to go see all these places that are in this show.
And then I got my little 12-year-old.
and that makes sense for an 18-year-old.
My little 12-year-old just looks at everything Madison does, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do that too."
I want that too.
So, man, I got great kids.
Hey, you do, man. You do. Shout out EJ, Aubrey, Madison. Good kids.
Shout out to my mom. About to have to get out of
Yeah,
here.
hey, it's her birthday today. I'm not going to say the number because I'm not going to get the chonkle upside the head at the next event. But hey, happy birthday, Mama Garcia.
Headed to some birthday shenanigans.
Yeah.
About to,
With Hollerhead, Live Oak and Mall. Or what?
no, man. This is for the podcast, baby, and this is for my Saturdays and my Sundays and the show.
That's just for us, man. We
just
need
for
to
us,
schedule a pool party or something on one of these off weekends before it gets too cold to do it.
When's the first day of fall?
Today.
Well, it's
today?
tomorrow, I think, actually. I think tomorrow is the first day of fall. So it's still technically summer right
it's
now.
still going to be hot. So I looked at the weather in
Yeah.
Boston, though, and it's like 70. High
Nice.
of 70.
Hey, the weather in Tulsa while we were there was
great.
perfect, man. Oh my God, 70s.
Freaking high over here.
I mean, it was nice to get away.
My
You know, like
uniform?
step off the airplane and it's not 100% humidity, 200 degrees. It was nice. Me and Rahil were like, dude, holy crap. Me and Rahil walked over to the Golden Corral after the event for dinner. It was walking weather. Hey man, it was what you would expect. Sunday night in Tulsa. Sundays in Tulsa.
Corral.
Yeah, we were talking about doing Dave and Buster's, but we're gonna have to Rich was going back to the hotel, so we could have caught a ride with him and done whatever. And then we're gonna have to catch a Uber over there. So I mean, it was like okay,
Headache, whatever.
we were standing out back behind the venue, and Brian Duvall, DNA Plus, he had some stuff to do. We were gonna go with him, but he
You
had
went to
some-
Dave and Buster's?
I think he did. He had some editing still to do, and me and Rahil were starving.
Yeah.
So I took a look around, and I'm like, dude, we can go do all this. We could hop in cars. We could hop in Ubers. We could drive across. I was like, or I know it's not the best food. We can go walk across the street through those doors, grab a plate, and put food on our plate and start eating, man. I mean, and Rahil was like, screw it, let's do it. So we were all in.
Especially having an early-ass flight the next day.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
that played a lot into it.
yeah, absolutely. You go to Dave and Buster's. I mean, it's going to turn into an event. You're going to be there for a little while, and I don't know, man. I kind of needed a little less noise. That ping, 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 all that stuff.
We had
kind
already
of.
seen that shit earlier.
Yeah.
The day before.
I needed a little bit quieter. But man, I'll say, dude, Tulsa, Golden Corral on a Sunday night when you walk in, it's about what you would expect, man. It was like stepping in a time machine, like to the 80s or something, man. You're like, had like gun smoke on a TV up here, and
How was the food?
the food wasn't bad, surprisingly. I mean, okay, it wasn't the best food I've ever
when
had.
I was younger, I loved it.
Oh yeah, same.
Like ponchos.
But exactly,
Like
you
ponchos.
go like now at this age, and you're like, okay, I mean, it's not the best food. I can see why I liked it then. My palate wasn't as developed,
But that goes like pretty much with everything, right?
yes, 100%.
Like-
You go back and you watch movies when you were a
Same
kid.
thing.
Iron Eagle. I loved Iron Eagle whenever I was a kid. If I watch it now, it's like, oh my God, this is the crappiest movie ever. Who's going to let a high school kid hijack an Air Force plane
Right.
and go save his dad from the terror? Yeah, exactly.
Like that. So that
It's
goes
like,
with
this is
anything.
bullshit.
It's just your standard.
Exactly.
As you grow and you have more money to eat better and do other things, it's like
Yeah, instead of Golden Corral,
Papacitos, man.
now we eat Papacitos.
Papacitos.
Is that where we're going for lunch?
I'm in.
Or what? Eric probably can't do it because he's got to go.
I got birthday
He's got
shenanigans.
birthday shenanigans to do. He's got to go buy the pinata for Mama to bust
else
open.
you-
What are you
Diego's-
going to put in Mama's pinata?
I don't know, man.
All right, you better think of something,
Listen, I
man.
gotta keep her alive. I need my parents another 30 years minimum.
Please, dude.
30 years minimum. I can't feed them shit. I can't
Yeah.
give them. And that's because, like, sometimes I'll take them out to eat, and I feel bad because, like, me and my dad are drinking, or, so, man, I need them 30 more years. At least 30. Minimum 30. I'll
Yeah.
take 50, but I'll settle for 30.
Yeah, I hear you, man. You know how blessed you are, brother.
Yes.
Oh, I know
you
I
are.
am. I
All
know.
right. Well, hey, I know you got places to be. Diego, I hear your alarm going off over there. It's probably time for your massage. Hey, guys, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
Caca.